Okay.
Yeah.
So what we've got is, first of all, I've got a new seat. I ordered it. It's the two-piece, so I get a little more comfort for my wife. There's the back half. Anyhow, here's the real deal, boys. So I bought this lowering kit for my Roadking 99 twin cam. And according to everything, you know, there's so many out there, cheap ones. And this one was all about, this is made in America, and, you know, our steel and all this crap, American source steel. So I bought it. And first of all, here's the major disappointment right off the bat. There's the instructions it came with. No picture, no nothing. And real vague. One thing it says in here, it says remove your belt tension nut from the rear of your swing arm. Well, I'm sure as hell not taking that nut off, because nothing's going to keep my belt snug. So I don't even know why they put that in there. This is what they give you. Doesn't look like much, and it's because it ain't much. But I will say one thing, there are good quality bolts, and I was concerned about that on some of the kits I saw. And this is in fact the brackets right here. Stamped steel, and I can show you how it works over here. It looks like what it does is, they tell you to put the thick spacer provided up here. Well, there is no thick spacer provided, but there are two flat washers that make for a thick spacer. So I use the original hardware here and use the thick spacers there. That's supposed to give you clearance for your bracket here. Now, also because you're kicking your shock out here. Now, see how this bracket works is it's got a flat side that's actually going to swing down here and catch on your swing arm, and then you tighten it up. Now, my problem is I've got Reinhardt 2 duals on this, and I'm seeing that when the shock comes down, first of all, I'm going to have this boot issue if I go down to this hole, and even if I come up to the second hole. So a few problems, but let's see how this works out. And I just want to get some video of it for the next poor sucker that runs into this situation. Alright, so this is what we're getting ready to do. We're going to cut this nut right here. We'll take about this much off of it. So I'm going to use my cutoff wheel to do that. And that way, it'll go into the nylock, because it wasn't going into the nylock, because it's so deep and the bolt's not long enough. And I really don't need a longer bolt. So just taking it, and what I did was I have a little bit of threads in here, see? And I'm going to use that, and I'll just cut it right into there. And just I'll go around it, turn it, and it'll come right off. And that'll allow me to get it in there the way I want it. And I'm going to take my bars. If you look at them, I got them back a little far. If you look at them, I'm going to bring them up a little bit so they look almost too far down. And then there it is. They're on there. It's kind of got a cool look to it. Well, we'll have to see how it rides. If it's too much, I would have preferred to only go the 1 inch, but I had to go all the way down, so we'll see how it comes out. Okay, kids, here we go. The double washers up here. Ended up double washering it right here. Those are the washers they gave me. And as I went down here, see, I've got a problem here with this boot, because the bolt that they put in here is like right up against the boot, see? Now, I've even gone as far as I've fortunately had a couple of big, thick flat washers in here to try to get a little space in here. I barely got enough here. But there's also another hole up here, see? And I had to cut this nut, shave it in half, because it's normally about this tall, and I had to go down and use my cutoff wheel to make it thin so it could get into the nylon to lock it. And even with me cutting it that thin, which is giving me enough threads to make it usable without not being not enough threads, it still wouldn't go into this hole because it would hit this nut. Now this was supposed to be for a 99 Road King. Now anything later doesn't have these. They use an eccentric on the bolt in the front. They don't use this setup here, but this is supposed to be for a 99. And as you can see, there's no way it's going to work. So I had to go to the lower hole, which is going to lower me about 2 inches. As you can see, I'm going from here clear down to here. That's about 2 inches right there. So, and I had to pull this boot up so I don't tear it up. Now I am thinking about taking it and seeing if I could thin this bolt out. It would give me clearance to slide this down. Now I really don't have a problem with it being up like this. It's just a dust boot, and it's all behind the bag. You won't see it. So, but you do have to go to the lowest setting to get it to work, because the other hole is way up here, and you can't get to it. There's no way, because you'd never get this bolt on, because your clearance issue right here. So there it is, and we'll see how it works. Almost looks crooked like that, but it's there. It's a good grade bolt they use, so we'll have to see how this works. And but there you go, guys. Easy pleasy. I doubt it. Next time I'd spend the money. This was only a $25 install kit, and they do have Burley makes them, and they're about 100 and something from JP Cycles. So anyhow, there you have it. This is what it's looking like. I'll do the other side and give it a test ride, but so far definitely lowered it. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, well, this turned into a shock installation, and then that kind of went to shit, so I've kind of abandoned that. I'm going to try to return it, but try to install it. I also had speedo issues, so I've got the battery out, and it looks like the connector for that speedo is right there for the pickup. It's right here, and there's the speedo pickup right there. It's right here. So I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to ohm it out, see if I can ohm it out. So I took this apart up here because I wanted to check if I had any rubbing in here, and the only way to get this dash panel off is to take the nacelle off. And I also wanted to raise my bars, so I had to get in here, take the nacelle cover off to get in there to raise the bars. So there's my battery, and I want to put a shout out to that thing. I've had this battery in here for, I'll bet you 4 or 5 years, and that is a good ass battery. So I don't know who makes it for Drag Specialties, but it's got my vote. So there's my nacelle cover over there, and then miscellaneous parts. So this is where we're at with it, and we'll see what happens. Damn speed sensor, 70 something bucks at Harley, and I found one online, a used one for 40. But I'm going to do some ohming before I go and buy it. So, okay, so there's where I'm at. Okay, so anyhow, what we decided to do. Lowering kit was wrong. We took it back. Shit. But we're going to run for a while like this with a solo seat. It's too bad my fender's a little scratched back there from running, always having a double seat on it. And we're going to run a little bit with the fairing off, and we kick the bars up a little bit, so I don't know, mix it up a little bit, you know, it's always fun. So that's what we're going to be doing with it. And when I get the new lowering kit, I sent the other one back to people who were good enough at eBay to take it back, even though I had mounted it. And I've got one that's supposed to be the right one coming, so when I get it, I'll put it on. I just really want to go down about 1 inch. It's a little too level for me. The front on Classics, from what I understand, are already low. But so I want to drop the back end down and just kind of change it up a little bit. That's the fun part about a Harley, you know, you can make it yours. So that's about all I got for this one. Thanks for watching it.